What's good, everybody? Welcome to our Forex educational call. So glad that everybody could join us. We got a couple people with us online live right now via Facebook, and then we have obviously those who watch via recording. We appreciate you guys just as much for watching. And so last week we talked about the basics of Forex. Kind of went through a couple things in terms of just basic information that you need to know. But this week we're going to go into more or less, it's not going to be necessarily pertaining to any strategy or anything like that on how to trade Forex. But what I want to do is play a video that is in our 2-week syllabus. And this video covers how to use Tradingview. And a lot of people don't know what Tradingview is. So let me give you kind of a quick rundown of what that is before you hop on and watch this video. So basically, Tradingview is what I use, and a lot of people who trade Forex, this is what they use in order to mark up their charts. They like to be able to see where the market is going. And sometimes when you are on the app, on the MT4 app, it can be a little difficult to see where price is going or what exactly is going on in the market. So they prefer to have Tradingview because there's more options. And so that's what we're going to do today, is we're going to actually view a video. Like I said, it's on our 2-week syllabus. This is actually online for free. You can go online to learningcurveltp.com, make a free account. Yes, you heard me. Free. And in there, we are uploading a bunch of course material, and it's probably not going to show up right now. I do have to hit a couple things. I've been kind of making it easier for people to navigate it and be able to see it and go through the entire course. It's 14 days, so please do not sit down and think that you're going to get all of this done in a day. Please don't. There's a reason why. It is one day at a time. But this is just one of the videos, one of many, and occasionally we'll bring some videos up like this, but it's much easier for me to show you guys this recording than it is for me to do it on here live, because mostly all the questions that you may have are probably going to be answered during this video. So without further ado, let's view this video. If you have any questions, feel free to please put that down below and in the comment section, and we will answer those either as the video is playing, or we can address that after the video is playing, and we'll go from there. But hey, let's get this going.
Hey guys, this is Logan, and welcome to episode 2 in our Foundation series, which is a 14-day series on getting you guys up to speed on how to trade. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to use Tradingview. So Tradingview is something that we use a lot. We will refer to it a lot within our mentorship. It's something that I personally use. Some like using the MT4 way of looking at charts, but I personally like using Tradingview just because of the options that we have. And we'll go over in another video what is MT4 and how to draw stuff on MT4. But for this video and the purposes of this video, I want to just give you the main things that you're going to use in Tradingview. That way you can be successful. Feel free to play with any and all the buttons. You can make a free account when you sign up for Tradingview. I personally have Tradingview Pro, which basically means I get to use this little button right here, which can back up time, and it'll erase everything up till that day. And I just hit play, and if you notice, it'll let the charts play out as the day goes on. It's actually kind of cool. It's $15 a month. You don't have to have that. It's not a necessity. But if you want some other options like alerts, multiple alerts, you can do that. But again, not something that's absolutely necessary, but knowing how to use TradingView, I believe that's 100% necessary, okay? So first thing that I want to teach you guys over here is all of our pairs, okay? When you want to add a pair, okay, you're going to hit this little button. It says add symbol. Okay, we're just going to look up a pair here. Let's just say we want to look up, let's look up USD, MXN, okay, US dollar, Mexican peso. Now, when you're adding them to your watch list, okay, there's several different currency providers. And you'll note on the side there's Awanda, FXCM, Forex.com, okay. Not all of these charts are the same. The one that I found closest to the one that you'll see in your MT4 is this FXCM, okay? Then what it does is it puts it down at the bottom. Let's just click on that. Mind you, this is the markets are live right now, but here it is. Here's our market for the day, okay, on USD, MXN. This is just the US dollar and the Mexican peso. All right, real fast moving pair. And that's how you add them, okay? If you want to unadd it, you can just hit this little X right here, and it'll take it away. Cool. So that's the first one, right? So that's our first thing. Now, our second thing is our time frames, all right, up here, 1, 3, 5, 15. In order for you to get them up top here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to star and favorite them, okay? You've seen how these are all starred and favorited. These are typically what I use, okay? Feel free to not do that if you don't wish to do that, or you have different preferences. Go ahead and do that. You won't be able to have access to any of the seconds unless you have the pro version, but you will have access to the minutes, the hours, the days, and then the weekly ranges, okay, and even the monthly range. And you'll find that right here on this little drop down. But because mine I have starred, it kind of squeezed it over, but it'll show up right here. So if I wanted to check the 3-minute time frame, it'll give me what's going on in the 3-minute time frame. If I wanted to check the 15, it'll give me what's going on in the 15. If I do it in the 30, it'll give me what's going on in the 30. Okay, right here is a candles. Okay, you can kind of switch how you want to see your candles. Not everyone likes to do this the same way. I personally like to keep my candles in this way just because it's easier for me personally whenever I am, trying to find out what the market's doing. Other people have different preferences. Okay, you can do a line. Okay, if you wanted to, you could do the old time bars. Okay, or ticks. Some people still trade this way. It is effective. You can still do it, but I personally like to do the candles. Okay, some people like hollow candles, like that. It's just all based on personal preference. Okay, so there's that. If you wanted to add indicators, okay, here's our indicators. Okay, you can just search them. One that we'll be discussing in another video later on, but KZ boxes, very important. If you want to add this one right here, ICT KZ boxes, and if you look, it says David KN, add that, you just click it, and if you notice, it's shown up right here. Okay, it's shown up right here, and then we'll show you in another video on how to adjust it and get it to where you need to be, so I'm just going to remove that. Okay, and then again, this is just this you don't really need to worry about. This is just for stocks. We're not dealing with that. Again, this is if you wanted to write your homegrown, you wanted to make your own indicator and you're good at coding, you can do that. Create an alert. Okay, so what I can do is actually create an alert for a certain level, and we'll talk about that in another video about creating alerts and what that means. But basically, you can put a level. Okay, you can come to this level right here. Let's just say you want to know when price goes above this. So you go right where you want to put it. You hit this little plus button, hit add alert, and then if you know, well, mine's basically saying every time that it crosses. I have that preset, which you can change in here in the setting formula. Okay, so if it crosses here, it'll let me know every time that it crosses. And then in order to delete that, you just come to here. Oh, there we go. Go to here, then hit delete. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, that's for that. Now, if you wanted to take a picture, okay, when we say we want to see your charts, okay, this is how you'll do that. You're going to take a picture right here, take a snapshot. Okay, it takes a picture of just the chart, and you'll copy this link and then put it in our Telegram chat down here. You know, you can save your image too if you wanted to do that. You can save your image. Okay, either one works. Works out fine. Okay, so that's basically what's up here at the top. Okay, you don't have to worry about publish. That's for if you were, you know, if you wanted everyone in the world to see it, you could hit publish, and it'll go out into the TradingView community. But you know, typically I don't like to do that. This right here is all of our lines. Okay, we'll hit this button right here. So this is where all of our trend lines are, our info lines. Personally, for me, I have starred the trend line and the horizontal line. That's basically all the ones that you're going to need for this mentorship and really on how we trade. You're really only going to need this. If you want to play around with the other ones, you can. But you know, horizontal ray is just, it starts and stops wherever you want it. You can drag it around. You can change the color. And this goes for all of them. You can change the color. Okay, we'll get rid of this. So let's just say I wanted to, and also, again, star them, okay, as favorites, and they'll show up right here. Okay, here's my trend line. My trend line, I can make it go whatever way I want. Sometimes when I'm teaching, I'll use a trend line to point to an area. Okay, I'll say, what is this doing, or where is this going, or whatever the case may be. Some people use it for trading. I personally don't really use that too much for trading, but I do know that there are some people who do use that a lot. That's fine. All right, right here, you're going to find your fib retracement. We do use this a lot. We're actually going to have a whole video on how to use the fibs correctly and what do they stand for. For right now, I just want you to know where it is and hit the star. Because there's actually 2 fibs that we use and 2 different settings. And so when we get to that video, we'll bring it up on TradingView, and you guys will be able to see it, take a picture or write it down of what levels it is. It's an awesome setting. And basically what it is if I wanted to, you know, the way that I use it, I can see what exactly is 50% of a candle. So let's just say I wanted to see what 50% of the body of this candle is. I can just hit this button right here and go from here to here. And then that gives me my 50% right there. Okay. Again, we'll use that in a later video. Also, when we're talking about fair value gaps, we'll use that as well. It's kind of important. Okay. And then we have our handy dandy paint stick or a brush. Again, you can use these if you want to. You know, I personally really don't use them. I use the rectangle. I really don't use the brush hardly any. I use the rectangle a lot. So basically the rectangle is pick a level, go down, go over. Okay, you can change the colors. I personally like to do white because it's nice and translucent, and it just kind of goes well with my background and everything else. Okay, let's go back to that same thing again real quick. Right, here we go. Okay, the brush. Here's our brush. You know, you can draw a line. You can draw whatever you want. Like I said, I personally don't use that. I know some people like to circle things or circle this area, so that's what they use that for. Okay, here's our text. You just click, and there's our text. We'll just say, hi right here, right? And look at that. We can drag it. There's our text. We'll put it there. If you want to delete it, you can do that here. If you want to change the color, you can do that there. Either way. All right, here's our next one. This is what I personally like to use. If you look at my charts over here, let's do, where's my EJ? Here we go, EJ. You'll notice I didn't trade this day, but I did trade the previous day, right? That's where these come into play. So a long means a buy and a short means a sell. I don't really use any of this at all. This is not my forte right here. There's a lot of support and resistance traders that use this, and people, that like to use this stuff. I personally don't. I just use the long and short positions. So when I'm in a trade, what I'll do is, for instance, on this day, right, if I wanted to, the way that I trade, I've got this line here, so I'll delete these. If I was, for instance, if I wanted to get in on a trade on Friday, okay, I would maybe have entered, let's just say right here. What I'll do is when I'm seeing this in real time, I'll put this where my entry is, where I entered in on MT4. I'll move this. This red area is my stop loss area, okay? So I'll put that, wherever I want my stop loss, then move this up to wherever I want my take profit to be. And then if you notice, we'll zoom in and zoom out here. Here we go. If you notice, it actually gives you how many pips. So my TP right there would be 48 pips, and I'm risking 7 pips. And then my ratio, my risk to reward, our R&R, something that we'll talk about for sure in the mentorship, is a 1 to 6 or 6 to 1. Okay, almost 7 to 1. That's a really good trade. But again, I don't trade on Fridays, and this is a Friday trade, and so that's why I didn't do that. Same thing for the sell. Does the same exact thing. If I wanted to do a short, let's just say I went off of here. See, it just flips it. Okay, you can pull it and go to wherever. It's good for whenever you already took a trade and you want to just archive it on your chart so you can see how you did. If you look, I had a trade here, normally around the same time. And these are just on my KZ boxes. So, and if you want a certain thing to disappear, okay, you can do that too. You can hit hide. You want certain indicators to show up, you can do that too. Okay, I have 3 of them. We'll go into indicators more as well, but not something that we need to go over today. All right, and then right here we have icons. So later on we'll talk about liquidity, and you'll see me use this icon with the $sign. You'll see me use that to show as a visual representation of where money is. I'll pull this over. I'll put this where my liquidity is, just to give you a visual representation of where that's at. And then this right here, this ruler, is another way to count pips. Okay, every chart is different. Okay, so if you notice, this move right here is 57.9 pips, right? So kind of visualize this length right here, right? So that's on one chart. But if I go to the next chart, something very similar, okay, you'll notice that kind of that same amount of movement is not as many pips. So we'll see that it's only about 50 pips, okay? It's because every chart has a different pip count. Some move faster than others, some don't. And so that's why you'll see that. That's why it's good to have this little ruler right here, because when we tell you guys, all right, once you make your entry, you find a good entry, what I want you to do is go after 20 pips. What you can do is, okay, here's my entry. Where's my 20 pips? Right there. Right in that range right here. Boom. I'm going to set my take profit right there. Okay. And sure enough, it would have hit that. That's all that's there for. Okay. This is just a zoom in and zoom out. Our magnet, this helps with the paint right here. It just brings it kind of close. This locks everything in place. Or actually, I'm sorry, this is locking everything in place so you don't have to worry about things getting messed up. And then this is just hide everything, hide all the drawings. Look at that. You can make it disappear and reappear. It's real nice. So that is basically it for TradingView. Like I said, if you have any questions on it, feel free to just start messing with things. You can't do anything wrong to it that's going to cause some kind of major issue. Feel free to play around with all the settings. Typically, this black background is not here. Usually, it's white. With the Pro version, I'm able to make it into a dark mode, which is what I like personally. Also, there'll be grids as well. You can do all that in the settings right here, connecting lines. The other thing I guess I could tell you, so here you go, solid black, vertical lines. What I would suggest too is that you turn on your session breaks, because that signifies every day. That's what these sessions are, you notice right here. This is the start of a new trading day at 5 p.m. EST. That's what that is. So this is Thursday, this is Friday. So you can kind of gauge what day you're on, if that makes sense. If you'll notice, made a couple trades, made a couple other trades, and I've really started using TradingView personally to record my trades. I used to rely on MT4, but I just, MT4 gets messy sometimes, and if you're really looking back on a certain day, it's kind of hard. With this, this shows you the day. It shows you the day and the time. So if I wanted to know, if somebody asked me, well, what did you do on October 30th? Okay, well, I can go all the way back here and zoom in to October 30th, and here's the trades that I did today. Well, I didn't take a trade. Very easy to do that and just leave that there. But basically, yeah, that's it that I have for TradingView. Like I said, go ahead, mess with it, mess with the settings, see what you guys like, what you don't like. If you have any questions, feel free to message any of the leaders. We'd be more than happy to walk you through some of the other things that we have in TradingView. And as for some of the other stuff like the fibs, like I said, we're going to have a whole other video that describes what is a fib, how to use it properly. We will be using those a little bit more and more towards the end as we progress, you guys. But using fibs is more of a complex, advanced kind of topic to talk about. So don't want to flood too much of that in your brains right now. But other than that, I hope you guys gained some value. You guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
All right, guys, there you go. That is the end of our video of how to use TradingView. I know it's a little bit longer, and as I said several times in that video, feel free to go through and just start playing with stuff. Use this video. It is going to be on our Facebook page, and it stays there. So feel free to use our video more or less as a just kind of, go through and just look around and pick up or fast forward to a couple things. And then, again, the best experience that I've ever picked up is going through and actually going through this stuff yourself without any help, and just playing around with the buttons and the features and just seeing what in the world is going on. Because sometimes, I'm telling you what, sometimes it just these buttons get complicated, and when you're in the middle of a trade and you're trying to do stuff and you're trying to figure out what's going on, you get caught up in the moment, and man, it can get rough. So again, go through, play with it. If you have any questions, feel free to please message myself or put something in our community chat. If you don't know what that is, our company has a big community chat. It is for everyone to join. It's free. You guys are allowed to invite people to it. Again, if you do invite someone, please make sure that they make a account on our website first at learningcurveltp.com. But it is free for everyone. Feel free to invite folks. They can ask questions and gain some knowledge there. But at the end of the day, again, this is just the first step, right? Last week we talked about the basics, kind of introduced you to what is Forex. This week I'm giving you kind of the how to see what it is. And next week we'll dive more into the practicality of it, right? Before we used to have 2-3 calls a week just on Forex, and it would cloud your mind so much because with Forex, it's just like anything else that you really want to get good at. You have to be able to discern, okay, I need to study for X amount of time in order to master this craft. And it, like I said, it's just like anything else. It's just like school. It's just like any kind of skill that you pick up. You have to devote time. And so what I'm trying to do with these calls on a weekly basis is not flood you with a ton of information. I want you to go in, observe the videos, kind of observe what we have available content-wise, which is all on our website. And you can browse through there, but really just immerse yourself in it and then just learn for a couple days on one thing at a time. Then move on to the next subject and the next subject and the next subject. That's how you become an extremely efficient trader. That's how I have become extremely efficient. That's how a lot of people that I know who are successful in this, that's how they all are extremely efficient, okay? All they do is study one thing for a little while, master it, and then move on. And study and master it and move on. So that's just my encouragement for you guys. Man, really appreciate everybody for hopping online. I've seen that we have some likes and some comments. Really appreciate you guys for doing that as well. Man, the next call that we are going to have on our Facebook page and also on the YouTube will be our Financial Friday. We're going to be answering another what is question. We have been walking through economics, and I know that's a big term, and I know that's a big word, and a lot of people get scared about this, but we have been walking through what is economics, and this week we're going to answer another what is question. We've already answered 3. We answered what is inflation, what is scarcity, and our very first one is just what is economics. We've went through all 3 of these, and now we're really starting to get into the brass tacks of economics. So I'm actually getting really excited to teach about that because this is something that I personally love to read about and teach and figure out why our economy works the way that it does. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a great night. We will see you guys on Friday. And man, if you have learned anything from this, feel free to like it, share it. People need to see this kind of information. So don't hold back. If you feel like this was good for you, you never know who else it could help. So feel free, just hit the share button. It takes like 2 seconds, but you never know whose life you can change in the process just by doing that. So like I said, really appreciate y'all for hopping on, and we will see you guys on the next call on Friday.